Today we're talking about F-1 Trillion album review.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Baker's, where you'll find over 30,000 mouth-watering choices that excite your inner foodie. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices, plus extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week. You can also save up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with fuel points. More savings and more inspiring flavors make shopping Baker's worth it every time. Baker's, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Guys, how y'all doing? I'm sitting outside right now. I'm waiting for the car to pull up because I'm about to be heading out to this Post Malone concert. And I finally finished the Post Malone country album. I finished it. I've listened to a lot of the songs, a few or 5 times now. I sat down today and I fully just listened to the whole thing. And what I could say about this album is that we got a lot of thoughts today. So, guys, if you're on YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, wherever you get your podcast at, make sure you follow, turn on notifications. We're dropping new content every single day. And get ready because Friday or Thursday night at 11 p.m., my time, Central Time, your time might be a little different, but we will be covering the Sabrina Carpenter album. Sabrina Carpenter is dropping her album. It's called Sweet. Oh, I forgot what it's called. Guys, I'm sorry. I don't remember the name right now. But we are reviewing Sabrina Carpenter. That's going to be coming out on Thursday. We're going to be covering her for probably about like 1 to 2 weeks. I got a lot. We're going to be doing a lot of fun stuff, a lot of fun bits, all that kind of stuff. We're going to be doing a lot of fun stuff coming up soon. So make sure you stay tuned for that. So guys, follow, turn on notifications like I said. And yeah, we're going to be talking about Post Malone because this guy has had a superstar country run. This guy has got all the country, like, infinity stones. This man's collecting all the country infinity stones. He's got features from Dolly Parton, George. We got Tim McGraw, we got Dolly Parton, we got Sarah Farewell, we got all kinds of features. Brad Paisley, we got all kinds of country features. Christian Stelton, we got all kinds of, everything is here, alright guys? And I'm going to be the first one to tell you this in my humble opinion. I could care less about country music. If country music came on the radio, I could care less. But I put down those glasses. I put down those hater.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Baker's, where you'll find over 30,000 mouth-watering choices that excite your inner foodie. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices, plus extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week. You can also save up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with fuel points. More savings and more inspiring flavors make shopping Baker's worth it every time. Baker's, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Rose-tinted glasses. I put those down, and I looked and I said, you know what? We're going to learn about this album. We're going to learn about Post Malone and this process. And yeah, guys, like I said, Taco Bell is S tier like I said. All right, 110%. Now, F-1 Trillion is like 18 tracks long. It's got a lot of features on it. I think this is a very feature-heavy project. And to be honest with you, Post Malone has not had like a feature-heavy project like this. I mean, he has had some big features, etc. from his first album in the Hall of Fame or the Rock of Fame, whatever his third studio album was or whatever, the one with Ozzy Osbourne. You know, he had features like that and stuff like that. But now coming on to now in the future, I know his other album too, his fourth album, he had features from like Doja Cat, etc. And now coming into this country run, I was a little skeptical. You know, when Post Malone's going, when I saw the first song that came out and it was Morgan Wallen, I was like, okay, this is pretty good. This is pretty okay. Pretty decent country song here. But how is this actually like full on album gonna run? And at the time, I didn't even know a Post Malone country album was coming out until boom, another Blake Shelton came on another track, Luke Combs a track, and I was like, oh, okay, we got a little album single rollout coming, a little country rollout going on here. And I love the marketing for this album. I love everything about that. I think this really just came together in my humble gosh darn dang opinion. Now, talking about this album, we're going to go over some sounds that I think that needs to be discussed. So I got a couple of points for the overall album that I want to go through. So we got 3 points to discuss over. And then we're going to go over every single track. I'm going to give you my thoughts about all 18 tracks. And then we'll roll out of here with an overall thoughts and a score and get out of here. So guys, let's get this started. Now, my first point about this album, F-1 Trillion, I really enjoyed the hodgepodge of country subgenres here. Guys, this is not your typical 2010 country sound. We got a little bit of 2010 country. We got a little bit of bluegrass. We got a little bit of blues. We got some soul. We got all kinds of stuff here. A lot of subgenres that really come here. A lot of bluegrass elements. A lot of sprinkled in here and around here. So a hodgepodge of country genres. And I like that because that keeps the production fresh. Guys, I really hate it when an artist does an album and they keep that same, they do the same song over and over and over again. Always have fresh production, keep it fresh, keep more stuff coming out. Even if you have to do features, just keep it fresh because the more you keep it fresh, the more likely I'm going to download that song and I'm going to keep listening to it. Because, to be honest with you guys, every single song that comes out is fighting for your time. Your time is very, very valuable. And when your time is very, very valuable, you're not going to listen to 18 tracks of this Post Malone song. You're going to listen to a couple, and you'll want to make sure those couple really stick through and really get streamed up in the album. So, this is very important to know that you have to keep the production always changing up, whether that's beat switches, flows, different instruments, different whatever. Something to keep the viewer coming back and going, oh, okay, I want to listen to this song 2 or 3 or 4 times because, oh, I hear this. Oh, I hear this now. You go back, oh, I heard this vocal that I didn't hear before. And I'm not saying it's like that. I'm not saying, everybody's talking like that about their songs or whatever. This is just because I have to do a review of this stuff. But that's what I'm talking about. Every song is fighting for your time. And I really like how this album has a mix of country sounds to it. Now, there is a couple of tracks that, if I look at these tracks, I go, were these really necessary in the 18-track album? Because 18 tracks is very long, guys. It's a very, very, very long album. And let me tell y'all something. To be honest with you, some of the songs, like the first Luke Combs feature, I think we can throw that song to the trash. I think that song can be in the trash bin forever. Alright, to be honest with you, Luke Combs rhyming P in his song just did not sound good to listen to. I'm still mad about that song today. And I don't even think the Morgan Wallen song really fits into this whole thing, because the Morgan Wallen song sounds a little bit more pop. It's a little bit too more like pop, but the rest of the album has a pretty good country feel to it. And honestly, the Dolly Parton track could be taken off too. I think that was a little bit unnecessary. There were some good moments like Dolly Parton and Post Malone harmonizing on vocals, but Dolly Parton's verse is only 10 seconds long, and it kind of feels like filler. It kind of feels unnecessary. And to be honest with you guys, I could care less. I could care less about that Dolly Parton verse. It kind of sucked, to be honest with you. Every time I kept re-listening, to be honest with you, it just sucked. There's no easy way to put it. It just sucked flat out, in my opinion. But yeah, I think the Dolly Parton song could just be thrown out, in my opinion. I don't think that was really necessary. And yeah, that's just some thoughts I'm giving already. I think this album was a little bit too long, but I do like the production and switch-ups. Now, let's go over every track. Starting off with Post Malone, Wrong Ones. We did a review of this, so I'm not going to go fully in-depth. But things that I liked about Wrong Ones is that I really liked the build-up to the instrumental. The things that fall off for me, though, is that I really wish Post Malone would have went off on this beat. I feel like he could. He has a rock star voice. I know you're trying to keep the country going, but I feel like Post Malone could have killed this beat switch. Finer Things is okay. The production is, alright, in my opinion. But I'm kind of looking at it like, I don't know. It's okay. It'd definitely be like a 6 or 5 out of 10 song. I had some help by Morgan Wallen. To be honest with you, This song's a little bit too more pop. When I first was listening to it, this was an easy like 7 or 8 out of 10. Now it's feeling more like a 6 or a 5. Actually, this one, Pour Me a Drink with Blake Shelton, that's actually one of the better country songs on here, and that's definitely an 8 out of 10 for sure. Have the Heart, Dolly Parton. First listen, I really enjoyed it. But second and third and fourth listen, I just couldn't get over that terrible Dolly Parton verse. So that's looking more like a 4 out of 10 to me. This song here, What Don't Belong to Me, I think this is a good song. I think this has really good moments, but I don't think the vocals really carry off in the end. So this is more like a 7 out of 10, but it's still a good song. Goes Without Saying is actually a really good song. This is an easy 8 out of 10. Production is just off the charts. Post Malone, Guy for That. The Luke Combs feature. Terrible Luke Combs feature. Terrible song. This is like a freaking fucking 1 out of 10 in my opinion. Nosedive is actually, it's got Lainey Wilson, which really great verse from her. I really loved her performance. I really loved the vocals, etc. I think she really had a good verse. And to be honest with you, Nosedive is overall a really, really good track here. So I really enjoyed that. Losers featuring Jelly Roll. Man. This song is definitely something. This song kind of sucks, to be honest with you. It's more like a 5 out of 10. Devil I've Been. This has a Earston or Arston, whatever his feature name is. He had a pretty good verse too. I really like the production on here. I like Post Malone really singing his heart out. Never Love You Again. As I kept listening to it, first listen I really enjoyed it, but second or third listen I thought it was kind of eh. I give it a 7 out of 10. Actually, this is one of the standout tracks. Missing You Like This featuring Luke Combs. Honestly, I should have reviewed this track. I don't know. I should have reviewed this one. This one's so much better. This is a freaking 9 out of 10 song. I love this song. California Sober is also an 8 out of 10 song. Production is just off the charts. I really love the more country sound here. And then we fall off the deep end because Hide My Gun kind of sucks. It's like a 2 out of 10 song. Right About You sucks. But Mexico is a really good song too. Really love the production, the feature, great vocals, etc. Yours is good if you're a dad and you have daughters, but if you're not a dad, this song's kind of not for you. So more like a 7 out of 10. Guys, overall, how I'm feeling about this album, it's one of those things where I think this is a successful attempt, a Post Malone going country. Do these songs have a lot of replay value? I think they do, but as I am doing replay value, I am reconsidering a lot of stuff here because really good production, but I do think some vocal performances are just not really standing by. I'm feeling a lot of more hooks being just copied and pasted throughout these songs. And honestly, you know, there's a couple of tracks that are great, but a lot of tracks are just okay. So, as I'm getting ready to go to this concert, my overall opinion about Post Malone going country, I think this was a decent attempt. I think this is a pretty okay attempt. Is it Beyonce levels of going country? No. But I think if you wanted something new from Post Malone, this is perfect. And overall, I would give this album an easy 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10, what did you think about it? Did you love this album? Did you hate this album? I don't know, let me know. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for listening to my little Post Malone marathon. This is the last episode of the Post Malone marathon. Guys, it's been a great ride, and it's time to go get in my ride right now. So I'll see y'all later. You'll have a good one. Bye.